Good morning, class. Welcome back to the chemistry class. Today, we are going to start redox reaction, students, right? As the name suggests, what do you mean by redox reactions? Re means reduction, ox means oxidation. Such type of reaction in which reduction as well as oxidation take place simultaneously. That is known as redox reaction. You might be learned this concept in your 10th class, students. Just recall your concept we have done about redox reaction in chapter 1 of class 10. And in this chapter, we are going to do the redox reaction, the type of redox reaction, and how to balance a redox reaction, right? This balancing is different as we have done in class 10th, beta. Only the concept is same, but the steps are different. How to find out the charge on a compound means about its oxidation number. We'll deal with a second part of this chapter about the electrochemical cells, right? So I'm going to start this chapter. See, redox reaction is this type of a reaction in which oxidation as well as reduction take place simultaneously. Now, to understand the redox reaction, students, first of all, we'll come to know about oxidation and reduction. As you people know, oxidation and reduction has been classified into two types. One is a classical idea and the second is electronic concept. So first of all, I'll deal with the classical idea of oxidation as well as reduction. So oxidation is a process which involves either of the following processes. Means addition of oxygen is known as oxidation, or we can say removal of hydrogen is known as oxidation, or we can say addition of electronegative element and removal of electropositive element is known as oxidation, or we can define as increase in the valency of an electropositive element. Students, if there is an increase of a positive charge, suppose an element having the charge on it is 0, and after losing one electron it acquires a positive charge. It means initially it was in a 0 state, but after losing one electron, what happened? It acquire one positive charge. It means increase in the valency of electropositive charge means the substance is undergoing oxidation, right? And the last definition is related to the electronic concept, means loss of one or more electron by an atom or an ion or a molecule is known as oxidation. And the reduction is totally reverse process of oxidation. I'll give one by one example of this oxidation, right? See, first of all, oxidation as the gain of oxygen. Oxidation can be defined as the gain of oxygen of a substance. For example, when magnesium reacts with oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide. Students, here magnesium is burned in the oxygen and it changes into magnesium oxide. It means magnesium is oxidized, right? I'm focusing on this word, that is oxidized. If in a question it is being asked which substance is being oxidized, you must know that is magnesium. And magnesium has gained oxygen to become magnesium oxide. So after addition of oxygen, it has been changed into magnesium oxide. So gain of oxygen or addition of oxygen is known as oxidation. Next, oxidation as a loss of hydrogen. Oxidation may be defined as the loss or removal of hydrogen from a substance. For example, hydrogen sulfide reacts with chlorine to form sulfur and hydrogen chloride. You can see here in the reactant we have hydrogen sulfide, but hydrogen is being removed and the product has become sulfur and hydrogen chloride. It means here there is a loss of hydrogen, and again if there is a loss of hydrogen or removal of hydrogen from a substance, it is known as oxidation. Or we can say hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to sulfur because it has lost hydrogen. I hope you have understood this concept. Now, reduction as the gain of hydrogen. We'll deal with the reduction. First of all, I'm taking the classical concept. Now, we know that reduction means addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen. I'll take example to understand, to make you understand. Now, reduction may be defined as a gain or addition of hydrogen. How? When nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, it forms ammonia. And this process, this is a very famous process known as a Haber process, in which ammonia is being manufactured or produced. So here, hydrogen is being added. It means nitrogen के अंदर जब हमने hydrogen को mix किया, then only we come to form the ammonia, right? It means nitrogen is reduced to ammonia because it has gained the hydrogen. Second definition, reduction as a loss of oxygen. Here, CuO, when reacts with H2, it forms Cu plus water. And here we can see that in reactant side, we have copper oxide, but it has been reduced to copper. It means oxygen is being removed from it. So if there is a gain of hydrogen or removal of oxygen, in both the processes, it is known to be reduction. Next is redox reaction always occurs simultaneously. As we know कि जिस process में reduction as well as oxidation साथ साथ होती है, simultaneously means साथ साथ, उस process को हम, उस reaction को हम redox reaction कहते हैं. For example, I'll take one example. I'll share one example with you. See, the extraction of iron, it means Fe2O3. When reacts with thrice molecule of CO, it forms twice molecule of Fe plus thrice molecule of CO2. Students, we can see both the oxidation as well as reduction is taking place simultaneously. How? Fe2O3 is being converted into Fe. It means it has loses oxygen from it, right? It has loses oxygen from it. It means it is being reduced, right? And CO is being changes into CO2. It means CO के अंदर ऑक्सीजन ऐड हुई तभी वो CO2 में चेंज हुआ. It means oxidation has been taken place. So here we can see Fe2O3 loses oxygen. It means therefore it is being reduced, and CO gain oxygen and it is thus oxidized. So we can say iron oxide is reduced to iron and carbon monoxide is oxidized to carbon dioxide. And since both the processes taking place in a same reaction, it is known as redox reaction. Next, second example you can see again, H2S when reacts with Cl2, it forms sulfur plus hydrochloric acid. Again, H2S is being converted into sulfur. It means there is a removal of hydrogen. And if there is a removal of hydrogen, it means oxidation is taking place, right? It means the substance is being oxidized. And in Cl2, hydrogen is being added. It means it is undergoing reduction, right? So we can say hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to sulfur and chlorine is reduced to hydrogen chloride. So we can see, we can conclude from our two definitions that oxidation means gain of oxygen, or we can say loss of hydrogen, and reduction is loss of oxygen and gain of hydrogen. We can use addition and removal words also, right? Now, redox reaction in terms of electronic concept, students. We know that sodium atom, whose atomic number is 11, right? It can loses one electron. After losing one electron, it converted into cation, right? Charges come on it. It form an ion. When sodium atom loses one electron, it forms sodium ion. And after gaining one electron, suppose Cl is there, which being gain the electron, because it required only one electron to complete it octates. It acquires negative charge. So if there is a reaction between sodium and chlorine, they will form sodium chloride. And here we know that sodium atom has loses the electron, hence it is being oxidized, because loss of oxygen is known as loss of electron is known as what? Oxidation. And gain of electron is known as reduction, right, students? So this is an example which I'm sharing with you based upon the electronic transfer. See, now Na2 when reacts with Cl2, it forms NaCl, right, students, or Na positive plus Cl negative. Now, here there is no hydrogen, no oxygen element is present. It means this is not a redox reaction. So answer is no, it's wrong. It is a example of a redox reaction. If there is no hydrogen, no oxygen is present in the reaction, we will see the second concept, that is electronic concept. If there is a increase or decrease in a charge, positive charge or a negative charge, it means the reduction and oxidation is going on simultaneously, and it is an example of redox reaction. So here sodium has a charge 0, right? Because it is present in a neutral state. If an element is present in a neutral elementary form, it means it has 0 charge. Now after losing one electron, it acquires one positive charge. And Cl being present in an elementary form, again having 0 oxidation state, right? Oxidation state means charge 0. But after changes into Cl negative, it acquires the negative charge, means it gains some electrons. So we can say here sodium loses the electrons, it means undergoing oxidation, and Cl2 has gained the electrons, it means it is undergoing reduction, right? Second example is there, reaction of magnesium with hydrochloric acid. Again, you can see students, magnesium loses electrons to form Mg, 2 positive, and here hydrogen, what happened here? Hydrogen has gained the electrons and acquires the 0 charge. Means first of all, in left hand side is having 2 positive charge. It means उसके पास electrons की कमी है. And after gaining some electron, it has been converted into H2, which is its elementary form. It means elementary form में वो 0 state में चला गया है. So +2 से 0 में जाने का मतलब है हमारे पास, वो न्यूट्रल में आने का मतलब है उसने 2 electrons का gain किया है, right? So we can say magnesium is oxidized to magnesium chloride after losing the electrons, and hydrochloric acid is converted into hydrogen after gaining the electrons. Thank you so much. And I'll give you some questions, and students, you have to do that questions in your notebook. I'll check your notebook, and this is your assignment part, and you know that on the basis of this assignment, you are getting your attendance. If you will not do your assignment, you will be marked absent. Thank you so much.